BRUCAST is back, baby.
Hunting, right? And he said it's impossible because every time that he sees something moving in the sky, he thinks an UFO, and then he looks on his app. I think he downloads some sort of app, and it's a Starlink satellite or the International Space Station. So he gave up because it's extremely hard, right?
There is a whole track of research that is using now daylight high-speed cameras because it moves very fast, but by day too. So by day you can't confuse it with stars or Starlink. So you have much less signal, but you have a much better signal-to-noise ratio inside your research. So it happens every time. And it's still a rare event. It's only once per month above France. So you need to be at the right spot at the right time.
Yeah, I was thinking the other day, why it's so rare? And I came up with this analogy. Maybe it makes sense. Like, imagine there's an ocean full of fish. Just one fish gets caught. There's a fisherman and he gets one fish. It's like one fish from billions and billions of fish. And then when he got thrown out in the water, back into the water, he talks to the other fish. Guys, you won't believe what happened to me. I went out there and saw this other creatures. Like, everyone tell you're crazy. But it's something that happens. There are fishermen and they catch fish, but there's so many fish out there that for them it's rare. In their perspective, it's rare.
No, your metaphor is very true because if you look at the military witness reports, you see that very soon government studies try to bait UFOs by trying to attract them. So they really fast noticed that there was a huge interest from this craft towards nuclear weapons. So they started putting observation and listening posts around it and collecting data from it. So it's really hush-hush, they don't talk about it often, but you have a whole track of data that is to bait UFOs somewhere.
In France?
Passively in France, I would say. We don't actively create the occurrence, but we monitor where they are known to happen often. And we had Michael Vaillant, who was a Japan expert for 15 years that did a point pattern analysis of the phenomenon across the whole territory of France to look for what was interesting for UFOs. And if you look at the map of France, you see a very dense area that concentrate UFO reports around nuclear and strategical nuclear bases or nuclear reactors for power plants.
Interesting. Why do you think that?
The hypothesis that is proposed by Michael Vaillant is that they are monitoring environmental damage and environmental risks. That's why you can also see them often near very highly polluted areas.
I see. So one could assume that they care about humanity, care about our planet and trying to preserve it?
Not really, because they don't do anything. They didn't prevent nuclear explosions, either Castle Bravo or Nagasaki or Hiroshima or the Russian test. None of that was forbidden to do. So if you ask intelligence services, it will tell you that they are conducting ISR, it's intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance. So they are collecting as much data as they can by revealing as little data as they can.
Wow. Yeah, that's why it's a big mystery, right?
Yes, that's defined by them to do so. That's why if you want to do UFO hunting, as you said, don't take your cell phone with you, don't take a photo apparatus with you. Just go alone with nothing on you, because it is monitoring us already. So they won't allow you to take a good picture.
I see. From all of those endeavors or baits that the government laid in front of UFOs in the past, like what kind of results they got from those baits? Like, we know that they are interested on radioactive and pollution, radioactive sites and pollution and stuff like that. But what else beyond that did we learn?
So that is what is really strange about that is that they are not monitoring it constantly. They are monitoring areas where we will deploy nuclear bases, which is very strange to do. Once we stopped moving nuclear weapons or creating new types of nuclear weapons, they stop monitoring. So we are not really sure why they are doing that. The intelligence explanation is that they are monitoring our rate of progress in technology, but we are not sure.
I see. And nuclear technology could be one of those big advancements. Okay. That's so interesting. Wow. So, since they know that we carry cell phones and cameras, how come a couple of them get caught on camera? Because some of them are, right?
Very rarely we are building right now a database with my team with all the best UFO pictures we can find, but even then it's really rare. We have some really good pictures that have been vetted as true, but it's really rare to have such a good picture. And even then there is another side of your brain that is realizing that that picture is too good to be true because it is something new to your brain. So the first time it happened to me was like I was watching the re-entry for the first time the re-entry of Elon Musk's rockets, and that was landing on the ground, and you could see for the first time a rocket that was thrusting to decelerate and land on the ground, and you could swear it was CGI. It was a true footage, but your brain was saying, that's just an action film. You've seen tons of it in your memory. It was true footage, so you need to fight that also. So very rarely we have very good pictures that are thought to be recreation because they are too good to be true for many people.
Makes sense. Makes totally sense. I had the same reaction when I saw the Elon Musk rocket landing.
Yeah.
It looked like CGI. So
yeah.
So if someone who never seen a UFO, don't even follow the subject, see one in the sky, his brain needs to adapt, right? I guess they have the same reaction. Makes sense. Oof, yeah.
What is really interesting that our very good pictures come from people that saw UFO twice, because the first time the brain just collects data on the new thing, and it just cancels. It's not a plane, it's not a helicopter, it's not a balloon, and it just goes through the whole list of what you have in your memory to try to identify what it is. And it takes several minutes to the brain to sort out everything he knows and just realize, oh, wow, that is really new. And then you can start to react. So that's a type of, like an hypnosis state where your brain is just trying to understand what he's seeing. But the next time, your brain knows that it is anomalous, and that's when you start to get really good pictures of it.
Mm-hmm. Isn't there a code that says that goes like, any technology that is too advanced looks like magic?
Yeah, so that's Arthur C. Clarke, very old and very good saying. There is a whole side of ufology that is really bothering me, that is leaning towards paranormal and ghost stuff. And it's just the reason why scientists didn't take care of the topic for so many times. And it's explained very well about your sentence. When you encounter something that is really advanced towards you, it's just pure magic for you. So you try to explain it by magic. And you have UFO cults that are being made because people think it's new gods coming towards Earth. And I'm not kidding. It is really happening right now. It has been happening since the 60s. You have people gathering and creating religious church towards UFOs.
Watch full episodes of the BRUCAST on the main YouTube channel, youtube.com/@BrewFrasca.